All these industry people know that Diddy been acting like this and doing this.
When Sean Diddy Combs adopted a young girl under mysterious circumstances, the world barely noticed. But now, questions are rising. Was this really an adoption, or was there something darker behind the scenes?
What happens when Diddy's adopted daughter returns, not to be rescued, but to expose how Sean Diddy Combs used her in a twisted story that fooled millions? And what if the tale we all believed about Diddy's adopted daughter was really just a cover-up? In 2020, during lockdown, Sean Diddy Combs introduced Ava Baroni, a young white girl, as his adopted daughter.
Ava Baroni Combs, yes, it was breaking news. Diddy adopted a white child.
And the internet praised him, but soon after, she disappeared. No more photos, no more mentions, just silence. Now, Diddy's adopted daughter is back, and she's ready to speak. With Christian Combs exposed in his own drama, and Gene Deal raising more questions about Diddy's adopted daughter, this isn't just gossip, it's serious. So who is Diddy's adopted daughter, and what really happened to her? Stay tuned.
Shout out to his daughters. You better hope nobody catch them and do them the way he did somebody else's daughters. And trust to believe there's guys out here that will do that just because they Diddy's daughters.
Now, Ava is back, not as a background figure in someone else's story, but as a young woman ready to speak her truth. This isn't just a twist in celebrity drama, it's a reckoning. At a time when Diddy faces mounting legal battles and his son Christian stands accused of serious misconduct, Ava's voice could be the one that unravels it all. This isn't just about fame, it's about survival, truth, and the courage to finally be heard. Are you ready to listen? For the mysterious adoption of Ava Baroni. In 2020, as the world battled the uncertainty of lockdowns and isolation, Sean Diddy Combs shocked fans with an unexpected announcement. He was adopting a white teenage girl named Ava Baroni. He introduced her during a live Instagram stream, affectionately renaming her Ava Barron Combs. Diddy framed the moment as an act of compassion, rescuing a girl from the streets and welcoming her into the luxury and security of the Combs household. The internet applauded him. Media outlets celebrated the billionaire's supposed generosity. It looked like a touching story of hope in dark times. But just as quickly as Ava appeared, she vanished. No birthday tributes, no photos, no appearances at events, not even a passing mention on Diddy's social media. The girl who had been introduced as family disappeared like a ghost, and no one seemed to notice. Why didn't fans question it then? Where did Ava go? And why was there no official follow-up? Could the adoption have been for show, timed conveniently to boost Diddy's public image during a chaotic global crisis? Now, Ava is reportedly back and not quietly. Rumors suggest she's ready to speak her truth about what really happened inside the Combs mansion. Could it be that what the world perceived as a heartwarming gesture was actually a calculated move? If so, what did Ava endure during those silent years? Her reappearance raises more than just eyebrows. It raises alarms. What really happened to the adopted girl the world forgot? And more importantly, why is she speaking now? As questions mount and whispers grow louder, Ava's return could unravel a carefully curated narrative. Was this a story of salvation or one of exploitation hiding in plain sight? Now, Diddy's adoption claim, performance or parental act? In 2020, Sean Diddy Combs sparked attention as he claimed his adopted daughter. He declared she could now call him Papa Combs and even gave her the surname Baroni Combs. He kissed her on the cheek, coached her on how to share their story, and prompted her to describe how she went from being on the streets to living in the Combs household. Diddy compared himself to celebrities like Madonna and Sandra Bullock, who adopted children of different races, stating that Ava needed a black parent to care for her. However, a deeper look into the situation paints a far different picture. According to TMZ and other insider reports, Diddy never legally adopted Ava. There are no court documents or formal guardianship records supporting his public claims. Was the live stream a heartwarming moment of family bonding or a carefully staged publicity stunt? Ava reportedly has long-standing ties to the Combs family through her parents' friendship with Diddy's late ex-partner, Kim Porter. While this might explain her presence, it doesn't justify misleading millions into believing he had formally adopted her. Was Diddy using Ava to improve his public image during a difficult time? Or did he genuinely see himself as a father figure? And more troubling, was Ava coached into playing a part she didn't fully understand? This aligns with Ava's role and the problem of image making in celebrity culture. Ava Baroni's story became public, not because of her personal background, but because of how Sean Sean Diddy Combs chose to introduce her under his spotlight and terms. During a 2020 Instagram Live, Diddy referred to Ava as his adopted daughter, kissed her on the cheek, and prompted her to recount a story in which he supposedly rescued her from the streets. However, when Ava used those very words, Diddy quickly intervened, insisting she mentioned that her mother gave him permission to take her in. This moment revealed a greater focus on optics than Ava's comfort or authenticity. Was she a willing participant in the story, or just playing along to satisfy Diddy's need for a positive public image? The performance-like setup raises ethical concerns, especially considering Ava was a minor. What happens when children are involved in carefully staged PR moments? Do they understand the long-term implications of their involvement? Can they meaningfully consent? At a time when Diddy was under increasing scrutiny, the need for a wholesome, feel-good narrative was clear. But should that narrative be crafted at the expense of a child's emotional agency? The scene didn't just feel controlled, it felt manipulated. And in hindsight, it feels even more calculated. In light of Diddy's ongoing legal troubles, especially his indictment on sex trafficking charges, the resurfaced video with Ava Baroni takes on a new and disturbing tone. Reports now confirm that Ava was never legally adopted. She wasn't a ward of Diddy's, nor was she formally under his guardianship. Insiders claim she had grown up close to Diddy's family due to her parents' friendship with Kim Porter, Diddy's late ex-partner. That explains familiarity, not adoption. Yet Diddy portrayed Ava as a rescued child, going so far as to joke about adopting her like Madonna or Charlize Theron, adopted children of color. Was this a satire gone wrong, or a sinister misdirection meant to soften his image? In the world of celebrity, where public perception often shapes career survival, the use of Ava's image raises the question: how far will public figures go to control their narrative? More importantly, who protects children when they're thrust into these narratives without legal safeguards? Did Ava realize the magnitude of what she was participating in? And now that she's reportedly back with her biological family, is she being shielded from the residual fallout? As discussions about ethics, consent, and power dynamics intensify in Hollywood, the Ava Baroni episode serves as a reminder. Fame can blur boundaries, and the cost of controlling a narrative might be paid by those least prepared to navigate it. Where is Ava now? Tracing the fallout and the distance. After the Instagram Live, Ava Baroni largely disappeared from the public eye. Reports suggest she continues to have a close bond with Diddy's biological daughters, Jessie and Delilah, but her connection with Diddy has waned. According to TMZ, her upbringing has remained under the guidance of her biological parents, and there is no ongoing legal or parental tie to Diddy. Insiders confirm Ava was never adopted, despite her prominent moment in the video. So why was this narrative so heavily pushed at the time? Ava's presence may have helped Diddy soften his image during a period of scrutiny. With his current incarceration and the alarming charges against him, fans and critics alike are questioning every past move, especially those involving young people. Her resurfacing in media discussion reflects growing discomfort with how minor figures, literally and figuratively, are sometimes dragged into celebrity damage control. Did Ava realize the role she was playing? Is she safe now, away from the public pressure and confusion her brief spotlight invited? These are not questions for gossip, but for justice, dignity, and the safety of minors in proximity to power. As legal developments unfold, Ava Baroni's brief yet puzzling cameo in Diddy's digital life stands as a warning sign, a reminder that celebrity narratives may not be as innocent as they seem. The red flags, Ava's body language, and public silence. Even at the height of the announcement, something about Ava's behavior didn't sit right with some viewers. In the videos that surfaced online, Ava often appeared stiff and uncomfortable. Her face was unreadable, and her body language seemed tense, an odd contrast to what should have been a life-changing moment for her. Was this just a camera-shy teenager caught off guard? Or was it a silent cry for help hiding in plain sight? The silence that followed only deepened suspicions. In celebrity culture, adopted children, especially those brought in so publicly, usually continue to appear in family content, events, or social media. Ava didn't. She became invisible, raising concerns that she had either left or was forced out. Allegations now suggest that Ava may have been used as a prop, a white girl brought into a black household to project an image of modern, colorblind benevolence. Diddy himself, during the live stream, compared his adoption of Ava to that of celebrities like Madonna Mariah and Sandra Bullock, who had adopted children from different races. But unlike those cases, Diddy's move seemed rushed and unexplained. So the question arises, did Ava ever truly feel safe in the Combs household? Was she ever given the chance to bond with the family? Or was she just another addition in a PR portfolio? Ava Baroni and the celebrity smokescreen. What was Diddy hiding? In light of growing legal turmoil surrounding Sean Diddy Combs, including multiple lawsuits tied to trafficking, abuse, and coercion, past moments from his public life are being re-examined. One particularly unsettling incident has resurfaced, the 2020 Instagram live session, where Diddy introduced a young white teenager named Ava Baroni as his adopted daughter. At the time, it appeared to be a heartwarming moment, but now, that clip seems far more calculated and far more suspicious. Despite Diddy's repeated insistence that he had adopted Ava, investigative digging has uncovered a glaring issue. There is no legal documentation to support this claim. Court filings, guardianship records, or any formal adoption paperwork, none exist. Sources close to the case, including reports from TMZ, confirm that no legal adoption ever took place. That raises a disturbing question. Why did Diddy publicly claim Ava as his daughter without going through the proper legal channels? Adding another layer to the mystery is Ava's connection to Kim Porter, Diddy's late ex-partner. Insiders suggest Ava may have been the daughter of close friends within Kim's circle, which could explain her extended presence in the Combs household. Still, that explanation doesn't clarify why Diddy chose to label her an adopted daughter on a global live stream, especially if no legal process supported it. Was this a publicity stunt or something even more manipulative? During the live stream, Diddy appeared to direct Ava's responses, correcting her when she offered a version of events that strayed from his own narrative. Her hesitant delivery and the awkward laughter from Diddy's son Quincy in the background only added to the unsettling vibe. The moment, once brushed off as quirky or humorous, now reads as deeply performative, maybe even exploitative. Given the lack of legal standing, the forced storytelling, and the sudden disappearance of Ava from all public platforms shortly after the live stream, serious questions arise. 1. Why would a billionaire music mogul claim to adopt a child with no legal record of doing so? 2. Was Ava coerced into playing a role she didn't fully understand? 3. What was happening in Diddy's personal or professional life at the time that this public display was meant to distract from? 4. And most importantly, what happened to Ava after the camera stopped rolling? What's even more troubling is how quickly Ava vanished from the public eye. Other than a few appearances alongside Diddy's biological daughters, she was never seen in family events, social posts, or red carpet photos. Her presence was fleeting and precisely timed. That's led many to believe her brief time in the spotlight may have served a very specific purpose: to humanize Diddy during a moment of increasing public scrutiny. With the lawsuits against Diddy continuing to multiply and federal authorities digging deeper into his affairs, Ava Baroni's story is back in the spotlight, and it's one the public is no longer willing to overlook. Whether she was used as a shield or something more sinister, one thing is clear: her story deserves real answers. Because in Hollywood, the truth doesn't just hide in contracts and NDAs. It hides in plain sight behind carefully staged live streams. Now, pay close attention to the allegations against Christian Combs. A pattern emerging? Christian Combs, one of Diddy's sons, was frequently seen around Ava during her brief time in the public eye. Now, his name is surfacing again, but not for positive reasons. A lawsuit filed in 2023 by Grace Omar, a yacht stewardess, accuses Christian of sexual assault during a holiday trip aboard the super yacht Victorious. According to court documents, Omar alleged that Christian had aggressively cornered her in a cinema room, stripped, and attempted to force her into a sexual act. Her partner walked in just in time, allowing her to escape. After reporting the incident, Omar was allegedly fired, and the aftermath left her with severe emotional trauma. This lawsuit, which Christian and his legal team tried unsuccessfully to dismiss, is now moving forward to trial. What makes this relevant to Ava Barron's story is the timeline and the potential for patterns. If Christian is facing credible allegations from one woman, could Ava have been another target? Reports suggest that Diddy and Justin were busy with their own affairs during Ava's stay, leaving Christian with unsupervised access. Could the discomfort Ava displayed in those videos have stemmed from an unspoken fear or trauma? These aren't just speculative questions. The possibility that Ava experienced similar behavior in the Combs household and that she left because of it paints a disturbing picture of what life may have been like behind the mansion walls. Ava's return, speaking out, breaking silence, and what comes next. Now that Sean Diddy Combs is entangled in a growing web of lawsuits and investigations, his once forgotten adopted daughter, Ava Baroni, has re-entered the conversation, and this time, she's not staying quiet. After years of complete silence, Ava is reportedly back, and the whispers say she's finally ready to share her side side of the story. You might be wondering what really happened behind those mansion doors. Was Ava just a teenage girl rescued from the streets, or was she caught in something much darker? Reports now suggest that Ava was never legally adopted at all. Her presence in Diddy's household may have been more performance than parenthood, a carefully orchestrated PR move meant to make him appear compassionate during a time when the world needed feel-good stories. If true, that means Ava wasn't just hidden, she was used. Imagine being promised safety, only to find yourself trapped in a place where power dynamics left no room for protection. Why is she choosing to speak out now? Could it be that, with Diddy facing criminal charges and Christian Combs heading toward trial, Ava finally feels safe to lift the veil? Is she driven by courage or by a long-suppressed need for justice? Was someone urging her to come forward? Perhaps others in the industry who have seen similar patterns? And if this is just the tip of the iceberg, how many more Avas could be out there, silenced by the glamour and power of fame? You have to ask yourself, what if this story isn't an outlier, but a symptom of something much larger in Hollywood? If Ava's testimony corroborates other claims, especially the lawsuit against Christian Combs, could it shift the entire direction of the investigation? Could Ava be the key witness in a much larger case involving abuse, manipulation, and image building at the highest levels? For years, you watched Diddy present himself as a mogul, a father, a philanthropist. But what if that was all an illusion? What if Ava's voice is the one that finally cuts through the noise? Now that Ava is stepping into the spotlight on her own terms, the world and you have a choice. Will you listen? Will you believe her? Or will her voice be buried once again beneath the weight of celebrity silence? Because if what she says is true, this isn't just another headline, it's a warning. If you believe her story deserves to be heard, don't let it disappear. Share this video, leave a comment, and subscribe to stay updated as the truth continues to unfold. Ava has spoken. Now it's our turn to listen.